Welcome back. Burnout at work is a major problem. Some numbers suggest 74% of people suffer from it, and AI could add to this already overwhelmed employee problem. So for a look at what's taking shape is workplace well-being expert and author of The Burnout Epidemic, Jennifer Moss. Jennifer, thanks so much for joining us this morning. You know, we're hearing that AI is supposed to really help the situation with employees at work. However, is that what's really happening in reality, or are they feeling more burned out than ever, even with this added tech?
There's been increasing interest in how AI is actually going to be saving us time, because what we're finding is obviously there's mass AI adoption. Everyone's really excited about it. There was this great study that Upwork just recently released, and it found that 96% of CEOs, and this was a global survey including Canada, found that they were seeing productivity increase in their employees. And then on the flip side, 77% of employees said that AI was increasing their workload. So obviously we're seeing productivity increase because workload is increasing, but we have enthusiasm on one side and then employees burning out on the other.
Very fascinating what's taking shape. I'm wondering if this is kind of like a transitional problem. Maybe as people are learning the tech, getting used to it, you add something new to the equation and people are just adjusting to it. What are you hearing?
Well, in the data of the survey, they did find that 23% of people said that it was just about the learning curve. But when you also look across the way that work has shifted, it's increasing your tasks. Your tasks have expanded. So things that people would just have normally sort of stayed in their own lane because they didn't have the knowledge or the skills, they're learning and adopting these new skills. And what it's doing is it's reducing resources. So we can only do that for so long, have multiple hats that we're wearing until we burn out. And so right now it feels exciting because there's learning and we're able to do things faster and not necessarily have to go through other people to get stuff done. But when we're starting to do 5 jobs and we're not adding resources, then it's only going to make burnout increasingly worse.
Yeah. So do you think that companies are kind of underestimating how outstretched and burned out their employers already are before layering on AI on top of it?
I think that when you are an employer who wants to increase productivity and growth, and you have expectations from shareholders or stakeholders, you are going to be happy that productivity is increasing. So it's difficult for a lot of employers to say, okay, let's pull back. But if we want to think about this from a long-term competitive standpoint, we have to realize that this is only going to be this way for so long. When we look at the data right now, 1 in 3 employees, at this moment, are looking at quitting in the next 6 months. And we're seeing this increase in freelancing and different types of work styles and mature workers exiting the workforce at this high level. So we might think it's good right now, and we might love the fact that we're seeing productivity increase. But if we do want to retain workers in the long term, we need to set boundaries in right now.
Yeah, AI cannot replace people yet, and here's hoping ever. Jennifer,
Right.
what do you think organizers should be doing differently? If you could choose something that they should be doing differently, what would it be?
We need to remember what the promise of AI was. It was to save us time, not to be able to add more work in because we've saved time. So there's ways for us to consider it. And, the first thing I say is make sure that we're measuring well-being, because right now we're measuring engagement at the tail end, and we're looking at how productive people are. And that's a measure. We should be making sure that we're not increasing stress on top of this and managing burnout before it actually hits. And that means giving people the ability to pause, making sure that there is creative time for thinking. We used to have a blank page in front of us and we'd have to figure it out. But now we just go to ChatGPT to give us that blank page. So there's never any rest. We need to make sure that we are actually blocking that time in for people to get that creative space, to get that rest, to take those breaks, because we are not, as humans, very good at taking care of ourselves.
Yeah, a little unplugging can go a long way. Workplace well-being expert and author of The Burnout Epidemic, Jennifer Moss. Thanks so much for your time. Fascinating stuff. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.